His name. This comic, this is one of my favorite guys in town as well. As soon as I saw him, I was like, whenever he does jokes, I was like, fuck, wish I would have thought of that. You know? So give a big, warm welcome to Cameron Phoenix!
It was a lot of work to get that bike on stage for a very short lap, you know? It was more of a line, really. You just went a bit this way, and that was it. I got a history degree, you know? It's helpful, because now I can critically analyze how poor of a decision that was. Say that those who don't know history are doomed to repeat it. I might add that those who do know history may struggle financially. That's a small addition. Certainly not going to invade Russia in the wintertime or anything, but after I graduated, I almost took a job as a fruit picker. All that time I spent learning about peasants really going to pay off when I am one. Be like, oh yeah, the fruit goes into the basket. I remember this from my studies. Great. I'm in a strange place with student debt, you know, where like the collapse of civilization wouldn't be all bad news. Does that? It's changed my perspective a bit. Like when Russia invaded the Ukraine, I was like, ooh, what do we have here? I didn't make my loan payments that month. Spent that shit on a leather jacket and a steel pipe. I was like, yeah, okay. Let's get after it, you know? Worked in a grocery store last year. Played nothing but top 40 pop music over the radio while we worked, which is a pretty insulting soundtrack to minimum wage. I'd say, you know? Standing there stacking cans in my late 20s, like, hey, could I hear about Young Love right now? That would be fantastic, you know? Want to be serenaded by a sexy teenager, you know, while I lose my hair in aisle 3. This is good stuff. I was actually managing a grocery store in the Arctic for a short period of time because I make good decisions. That's why, yeah. It's a depressing place, cold and dark. While I was there, I sold a drunk guy a BB gun because it just felt right. You know, I was like, sure, this happens here, I guess. Why not? Type of place, you get a customer comes in, he goes, hey, what flavors of Lysol do you have? My boss was like, yeah, if they look like they're drinking it, don't sell it to them. Yeah, I'm not sure that's the type of person I'm comfortable saying no to. So, came up here to make money, not get bitten. You know what I mean? Like, even by a recently disinfected mouth. Still a no. You know? Still a no. I taught English in Korea for a short period of time as well. Showed a class of 8-year-olds The Lion King. Bell rang right as Mufasa was trampled to death. It's more of a semicircle of life that day, you know? Didn't really get the full scope on that one. I also corrected a child's hate speech while I was there, which wrote in his journal, God hate Japan. I was like, oh no. God hates Japan. Oh, and down here, subhuman is hyphenated, just in case you're wondering, you know, it's tough times out there in my life. Saw a guy on, you know those hoverboards? Have you seen those hoverboards? It's like a Segway without handlebars. This guy had a selfie stick, you know? And for just a moment, I understood ISIS. I was like, Yeah, maybe. You know? Maybe Tattoo America. You might be onto something. There are some perks. Joining ISIS. You get those 72 virgins. That's not bad, huh? Yeah. Does anyone feel like that's an oddly specific amount of virgins together? Like, what was that? Like a union deal? How did they swing that? Fine, 72, but you're really busting my balls here. You know? I couldn't even give you one more virgin. You're killing me. If I get 72 virgins, my question is, should I take maybe like a couple dudes in the mix? You know, I mean, I'm not gay or anything, but eternity is a very long time. That's all I know. I might dabble eventually. I got some time to experiment. You know? I'm not going to cross it off. That's all I'm saying. I'm afraid of taking an IQ test, you know, for the same reason that I've never quite learned how long an inch is. I feel like it's better to live with the mystery on that. You know, it's like you can definitely have too much information. That's possible. I got a Fitbit for Christmas. You know what that is? One of those fitness trackers, you know, and like, yeah, I'm a lazy fuck, but not because of a lack of data, you know what I mean? Like, it's not, like, check out this pie chart, I'm a real piece of shit, who knew? Who knew? Right? It's got a sleep monitor and shit on there, great, yeah. Start getting performance anxiety before bed. It's like, I gotta get these numbers up, I look like a clown out there, what am I doing? Terrible. I'm excited for self-driving cars. That's going to be great. Mostly the return of drunk driving. That's what I'm looking forward to. It's going to be good. Yeah. Every day is going to be Mardi Gras. Every car is a float, basically. That's what I'm looking at. Collisions are down. However, fatalities from falling out of a sunroof are at an all-time high. So, future's bright, folks. We've got a bright future ahead of us. I'm gonna fuck a robot at some point in time. Yeah. Here's the thing, I don't even want to do it really, you know, I just know myself. I know, they're gonna make them, it's pretty much out of my hands at that point. You know? I'm not gonna like camp outside the Apple store or anything like that. Oh, wait a bit, get an older model on Kijiji, you know, it's just good sense, you know? Sure, the mouth hole's a little banged up. I can work with that. It's fine. It's fine. What? I'm on a budget, folks. That's what I'm trying to say, you know? That's why I don't have one of those fake vaginas. They're very costly. You know? I just got an old flashlight full of ham. That's how I'm doing it. What? I thought this was a safe space to talk about our sexuality. Is that wrong? I didn't come here for your judgment, alright? I got one of those real thin penises. You know? Kind that women are always raving about these days. Everyone knows winter 2016 belongs to a slender, elegant penis. Like, I'll get places you didn't even know you wanted a penis. Yeah. Most guys, they just do the old in and out. I'll hang a right in there sometimes. Yeah. Get down that fallopian tube. You've never seen this before. Hope you're ready for motherhood, because I can't miss from this proximity either. Oh, good God. No. There's no survival of the fittest. Anyone could win. My boys start at the finish line. That's what I'm saying. This kid's going to have hooves or something. Flip-flopping around the house. It'll be nice. It'll be nice. Don't really have a transition from that one, so... My grandmother's 90 years old, still drives. Yeah. And not only like just drives, but like insists on driving, which, like I'm an able-bodied man, she's a person Hitler tried to kill, you know? And, your driver's license is a scroll. Maybe let me do it for a bit, you know? Maybe let me take the wheel. It's 90 years old. You can't predict what she's gonna say at this point, you know, it's weird. Like, she once told me we had to defund the space program because there's nothing but ghosts up there. It's like, you do know that's not in the Bible or anything, right? She's like, sure it is. Martin 12:22. It's like, Martin? Is there a Martin in there? Yes. Okay, I guess, you know. She treats reality like jazz, you know, and she's just on one long solo. She's just improvising pretty much everything, you know. Said, she once told me, she said, I'm not a racist, but everyone should marry their own race. It's a real thrill ride of a sentence, you know what I mean? It's like, I'm not a racist, but, nope, false alarm, full racist, I'm a full racist. My last roommate was actually a neo-Nazi, which, you know, like when I was looking at the place, that's not something I thought to ask about at the time. You know? Most of my questions were more Wi-Fi oriented, really. Like I didn't even have one question about the Fourth Reich. I feel foolish, you know? And like I'd love to tell you that I set them straight, you know what I mean? That I gave them a piece of my mind, but here's the thing about Nazis. They're actually quite intimidating. So for 2 months I was a real half-hearted racist, you know? Just in the common areas, you know? I'm a firm supporter of equality, maybe not in the kitchen, though, you know what I mean? I'd be out there like, oh, don't even get me started on, well, all of them, right? Is that the problem? Or? He wasn't just a racist, he was also a big fan of crack, which, yeah, it's great. You know, I like my Nazis to have a superhuman amount of energy, so it was delightful. It wasn't like a crack house or anything, you know. More of a crack home to some of us. Did a little bit of high grocery shopping myself recently. Got home, I was the proud owner of 5 avocados. Keep in mind, I'm a single man, not a Mexican family. Probably too many avocados. Stand there weighing out the pros and cons of buying avocados. It's like, con, you don't even know how to eat an avocado. It's like, pro, there's 5 of them there, that's plenty of opportunity to learn. You know what I mean? Now's the time. Have a little faith in yourself. You know what I mean? My friend asked me if I would do LSD with him. You know, I was like, oh yeah, sure. Steve Jobs and the Beatles, yeah. And then he just pulled that shit out like immediately on the spot. I was like, oh, so this wasn't hypothetical at all, was it? No. Great. I couldn't really weasel my way out of it either because it was middle of the afternoon and I was wearing pajama pants, which kind of makes it difficult to pretend like you got shit to do at that point, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, I was actually gonna buy cereal later? Does that get me out of this by any chance? Or took it, decided, I was like, hey, this is the perfect time to go mingle with the general population. That's what I should be doing. Went out to get a sandwich / have an existential meltdown in public. That was... Guy asked me what toppings I wanted on my sandwich. I responded like I'd just seen the sun explode, you know? Like, just sweating and looking horribly confused. And as I left the store, I accidentally dropped my change down the stairs. And it was the most beautiful experience of my life. All right, guys, that's all I got. Thanks a lot.
What a monster, eh? Okay, guys.